Hey guys, it's Christine, also known as IvyWinter here. Hope you guys are doing awesome. I am back with another Disney planning video, and this was also a request, and I love doing these request videos because they're just so much fun. I just really like answering your questions via video, and I love getting feedback from you guys after I've done it. So please keep asking me more questions about Disney World. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be doing this so much today because I just got a haircut. And this is my usual haircut length. Actually, it's a little bit shorter. But since like the way they style it, it's just... sorry. So if you see me doing this, I'm just going to have a counter. Like how many times I do that throughout this entire video. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about how FastPass Plus works, and if you are somebody who has not visited Disney World in a long time or ever, FastPasses are kind of confusing over at Disney World. Like, you guys got them in Disneyland and they're still paper. What is paper FastPasses? I don't even remember anymore. It's been so long. When I went to Disneyland, I was like, oh my god, like I'm actually holding a FastPass. Like, this is surreal. Because all the Fast Passes in Disney World are done through your Magic Bands. And I thought I had one here to show you guys. I don't know what Magic Bands are, but anyway, all of your Fast Passes are done through your Magic Bands and your app, so it's all digital. You don't have to hold a darn thing. The only time you'll ever have a physical Fast Pass is, you know, if a ride breaks down or, I don't know, something happens and a cast member gives you a Fast Pass to replace or fix a situation you've been in, then they'll give you a physical one. But other than that, no more. Nada. It seems a little complex when you don't know the answer, but I have the answers for you, so I'm going to try to break this down as easily as possible. FastPass Plus, the reason there's a plus on it is because there is now added ability to book Fast Passes ahead of time before you go to Disney World. It used to be, a long time ago, you would go and then you would run to a ride, you would go to their kiosk, you would get a printed out Fast Pass, and like you would get whatever was available that day that you could get. And then you would do this for all the other rides you'd want a Fast Pass for. And that was it. And now you can plan ahead of time, but you're more limited in how you can plan. So let's start with the ahead of time stuff. So if you are staying on Disney property, as in you are staying in one of their hotels, you can book your Fast Passes 60 days before the date of your arrival. This is important to note that you can do it 60 days before date of arrival, but you can then book Fast Passes for your entire stay. I believe it's somewhere up to 7 or 10 days. But yeah, some people think like with every day that you're there that it's 60 days from that, and no, you don't have to like book your Fast Passes every day for a whole week if you're staying for a week 60 days from now. Does that make sense? So 60 days out, you can book your entire Fast Passes for your entire stay. If you are not on Disney property, 30 days out. So again, here's that plus up of being able to stay on Disney property. They're trying to push you to do so because you get a whole month ahead of everybody else. And in some cases, that's like do or die. Like, you are probably not going to get a Fast Pass for Frozen if you don't stay on resort property and get that 60 days. Actually, you might not get one anyway, but I digress. That is definitely a huge advantage. So what happens? Well, you go online at like 7 a.m. Eastern time, which is when they open it up for 60 days out, and you're groggy and you just woke up and you get on DisneyWorld.com or you hop on your app, and you then map out what rides you want to do when for your days. Now, you should have an idea of what parks you want to go to on what days ahead of time, because obviously this is going to be influenced by that. So sit down well before the 60 days and say, okay, Monday we're going to Epcot, and Tuesday we're doing Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, and Wednesday we're doing Animal Kingdom, etc., so that when you sit down to book your Fast Passes, you know what parks you're going to on what day. Otherwise, you're gonna be kind of randomly booking fast passes and maybe not even end up at that park. So that's not really the best way of doing things. Okay, so now you're sitting on the website and you need to pick your fast passes. And it's very easy that if you're all connected with your family members or your friends that you're going with, you can easily pick them for a group. You can also break them up. If like maybe you're going off and doing your own thing while a friend's doing another thing, you can definitely have separate fast passes. By no means do they force you all to have the same fast passes. You're going to click on the theme park that you want fast passes for, and then you're going to pick a general time frame, morning, afternoon, evening, and they're going to show you all the rides available and the time frames that they're available for. So FastPass timeframes are an hour. If I book a FastPass at 11:40, I have between 11:40 and 12:40 to get to that ride. You actually get a 5-minute grace period beforehand and 15 minutes after. Not a lot of people know about this, but 5 minutes if you're a little early, you can still scan in and use it. And 15 minutes if you're like, oh crap, we had a fast pass and now we're running from lunch and now I gotta get over there. And oh no, it's 12:40 and I'm late. Don't worry, you have a 15-minute grace period to actually still use your fast pass. So it'll still work when you tap your magic band. And so you want to pick your fast passes based on the hours as you kind of scroll down and click on what's available. If there's something that's not available, take for example Magic Kingdom. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is really hard to get a fast pass for. Yes, they disappear like that even if you're on there at 7 a.m. So if that's not available, it'll tell you that there's nothing available. It won't let you book something and then you get screwed. So you're going to go through, you're going to say, well, I'm going to be in Magic Kingdom in the morning. I want a Splash Mountain Fast Pass at 9 a.m., 9 to 10 a.m. We're going to do Space Mountain 10:30 to 11:30. We're going to do Haunted Mansion 12 to 1. What the site doesn't allow you to do anymore, which kind of sucks, is overlap your fast passes. I used to do this all the time because it's an hour. It's not going to take you that full hour to arrive and get on the ride and ride the ride and get off it, unless you're going to Ellen's Universe of Energy, which is a 45-minute ride. But it's not going to take you that long. So I used to say get 12 to 1 for Splash Mountain, but then do 12:30 to 1:30 for Haunted Mansion, because I knew I was going to get to Haunted Mansion in that time frame. Kind of consolidated my fast passes to a short amount of time. Fortunately, what I've learned from booking for my trip for next month, that is no longer the case. They actually tell you it's an overlapping fast pass. You can no longer book them that way. That sucks. I'm just going to say that for the record, Disney. That sucks. Book up to 3. This is important to know. You can only book up to 3 before you actually get to the parks. So when you get to the parks and after you've used your 3rd fast pass, you can then book a 4th fast pass. What is nice is now you're able to do that on your app. It used to be that you would have to go find these fast pass kiosks, which were these little computer screens that sometimes a cast member would be there to help you, and then see what was available after, everything, and you'd have to walk all the way there and find them, and it was a whole thing. Now you can actually just hop right on your phone as soon as you use that 3rd fast pass and book a 4th, which is nice. Something else that you should note is that certain parks have tiers. So certain rides are in separate tiers so that you cannot book a fast pass for both. So right now, the new Frozen ride in Epcot and Soarin' are in separate tiers. So you cannot get fast passes for Frozen and Soarin' and Mission Space. You would have to pick Frozen or Soarin', Mission Space, and then a 3rd other ride. They do this basically so that people can't just stock up, I guess, in some of their bigger e-ticket, I don't really use that anymore, rides. Otherwise people would just be going for those all the time and then they would be super sold out. So keep that in mind. I know Hollywood Studios is the same. If I'm correct, I believe Toy Story Midway Mania and Rock and Roller Coaster are in the same tier, so you cannot book both of them either. Think about what wait times generally are on average for the 2 rides that you're considering against. In the case of Hollywood Studios, I would go Toy Story Midway Mania for your FastPass. Generally, the line gets way longer than Rock and Roller Coaster does. For Epcot, I really can't say. I haven't been there since the new Frozen ride opens or since Soarin' became Soarin' Around the World, so I don't know which one looks worse from a wait perspective. From what I've heard, it sounds like Frozen. But again, try to go for, you know, the one that might have the longer wait and see what kind of wait time you can stand to deal with for the other one. When you book a FastPass, let's say I'm on and I'm, say, Tuesday, I'm booking a FastPass, Expedition Everest, Animal Kingdom. And then I want to book a FastPass for Epcot. Oh, no, no, no. Once you start booking a FastPass for a single park, you must book the successive FastPasses at, that was so hard to say, at that park. So you start in Animal Kingdom, all your FastPasses are going to be Animal Kingdom. If you start booking at Epcot, all your fastest passes are going to be at Epcot. So again, decide on what your schedule is. If you're going to be at Animal Kingdom in the morning, and maybe you're going to go early enough to like hit everything and not have too much of a wait, but you're going to be at Hollywood Studios at night, like book the Hollywood Studios FastPasses. Like, don't book morning FastPasses just because it's the morning, because you might think, whoa, I'm gonna use the 3 and then I have the 1. Yeah, but then you need to use the 4th one in Animal Kingdom, and what if you get through everything a lot faster than you thought because you got there at like 9 a.m. So think about that when you're booking your FastPasses. Like, later in the day, obviously longer waits, so maybe it's better to book FastPasses then. Think about your timing, think about your other plans, restaurant reservations, and all that good stuff. So, to recap, 60 days out if you're staying on property, 30 days out if you are not. You can hop online at 7 a.m., book your FastPasses. FastPasses are an hour time frame with a little bit of wiggle room on either end. You can book 3 FastPasses. You can get a 4th in the parks after you use your first 3. And just remember that certain parks have tiers. You cannot book every ride you would want. Make sure they are not in the same tier. And if you start booking in a park, you likely just have to stay with that park for all of your FastPasses. It's a lot of stuff going on, and I know it can be a little bit confusing, but hopefully I've helped explain it a little bit better. I will definitely somewhere here show you what my FastPass selection kind of like looks like. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how FastPass Plus works. There are a lot of, you know, ifs and buts and little ramifications and all of that, but once you get those down, it's actually not super complicated. I find people's biggest aversion to FastPass Plus is feeling the need to book ahead of time. It used to be that you could just kind of go down and get a FastPass, like, you know, wherever you wanted to go get a FastPass. And now, because people are so in tune with planning so much, that it's like, you've got to jump on at 7 a.m. to go ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and it kind of sucks, and I agree with that, though now I've kind of become accustomed to it, and I don't really love the tier thing of, like, not being able to get a fast pass of certain rides together. I understand it, I understand why they changed to that way of doing things, you know, but from someone who's, like, done the past, you know, paper fast passes, do whatever the heck you want, it's a hard bunch of guardrails to have to follow. But that's basically how fast passes work. If all of my talking about it didn't explain it well and you need to read it, I will link to some sources down below for you to read more about fast passes, maybe how to best optimize your use of them, because I didn't even really go into that, just because that could be a whole other video. But hopefully this was super helpful. If you do have some tips on fast passes that you want to share, please leave them in the comments below, or you can tweet me at IvyWinterYT. If you think I missed something on fast passes, I probably did. Please feel free to correct me in the comments below. If you like this and you want to see more, please subscribe. You'll get some awesome videos like once or twice a week into your inbox. It'll be great, I promise. And it'll be especially helpful if you're planning a trip to Disney World. I promise to help you every step of the way. Thanks again for watching another video. You guys are awesome. Love you. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.